Hey my beautiful Taurus peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot and we're coming at you guys with your June 2022 tarot reading. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well. We're going to go ahead and start off today's reading with a little bit of messages from the Kipper deck and then we'll move on into the rest of the information that we have for you. So, starting out with Taurus, what do we got here for Taurus please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout the month of June 2022. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. First card out is going to be the false person card. And then moving on to the next card here for you, Taurian, we do have here high honor. So this could be the energy of somebody who appears very wonderful, who appears very fantastic, but at the same time, they could have a very false entity, or what's the, not entity, but like a very false, how do I say this? I hate days like these when my brain can't function. Very false personality, I guess, is something we can go with, right? So you're kind of connecting with somebody here, Taurian, who shows up as this very honorable and amazing and fantastic person, but very deceptive in nature. They're a trickster, right? You do have a trickster type of energy showing up over here. We got a man in a mask over here, a man in a masquerade. So there's an energy showing up here for your June of somebody who is not who you would believe they truly are. This is somebody who hides beneath their mask, okay? All right, let's go ahead and dive on into your reading now for June. We're going to start off here first with the recent past, and then I'll move on into the rest of the energies for you. What do we have here in the recent past for the zodiac sign of Taurus, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have here in the recent past for the zodiac sign of Taurus? Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. First card out, we do have here the Nine of Swords. Moving on to the next card for you. We do have here the Knight of Wands. And then lastly for you, Taurus, is going to be the High Priestess. So, having a look here into your recent past, we have here the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the High Priestess. Kind of feels to me like something definitely came to light for you. So I feel like the false person was already exposed in your recent past, because Nine of Swords paired with the High Priestess, that is something coming to the surface. So when you found out the news that somebody wasn't who they said they were, I definitely see you have walked away from them there with the Knight of Swords, and I definitely see that you were disappointed in them with the Nine of Swords, okay? So Knight of Wands here, Nine of Swords, disappointed in somebody, disappointed that they weren't who you thought they were, and you walked away, you moved forward. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look here at the current energies now for the month of June. What's going to be going on here currently for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout June 2022. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. First card out, we do have here the Chariot. So, feels like a lifetime ago was immediately what popped up in my head. You're over this situation, you moved on. Feels like a lifetime ago. I'm not really interested. You know, Five of Cups over here. I did all my grieving. I did everything that I could to let go and to heal from this situation. And with the Star card showing up, I'm just hoping for the best moving forward. So I definitely feel like coming into the month of June, you know, you're in this position of time right now where it's like, I'm doing everything I can to feel better. I'm doing everything that I can to just get my life moving along from this entire situation. You know, I'm on a different path now. I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. I'm aligning myself towards better things. The Star card is the card of alignment. So you're very focused right now on a crystal clear new path, especially paired with the Chariot. That tells me that you're focused on a new path. Let's get some insight on what that new path is. What is that new path here that Taurus is focused on? And we have here the Page of Swords. I definitely feel like you're just in a position of time right now where you're not... I feel like Page of Swords is saying on an intuitive level, it's like, I don't necessarily have everything planned out just yet, but I'm kind of continuing to go with the flow. And I never pick that up here with the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is usually a card that I pick up with hesitancy, but I don't feel like you're being hesitant, Taurus. I feel like it's just the energy of like, hey, wherever life takes me is where life takes me. So I'm in the position where I'm letting the universe do the work. Wherever I'm supposed to go, I'm going to go. So I definitely feel like you're going with the flow here with the Page of Swords. It seems to me like you're kind of just saying, hey, take me where you need to, right? I also feel here too that you're in a very less serious type of attitude. I do feel like you're detached here from commitments. You're not making any sort of big commitments. You're not making any sort of big decisions, especially in reference to what it is that you went through with whomever this false person was. So I don't feel like you're too trusting right now, Taurus. Page of Swords here says you're kind of sus of everybody. I mean, if you look at this face, man, this woman over here, let me see if I can get this to focus. I don't know if it will. Let me see. Let me go on the other camera over here. If you look at this woman over here, right? She looks a little sussed out. Sorry, guys. My cameras today just don't want to work with me. Thank you. Right? She's kind of like squinting her eyes. She's holding that sword. She's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, right? So Taurus, I definitely feel this energy of like, you're going with the flow. You're not taking everything too seriously, but you're also not being too easily trusting moving forward. It's like, you're kind of just doing your own thing, you know? Let's go ahead and have a look and see what you'll be dealing with throughout this month of June. What are my Taurians going to be dealing with here, please? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Moving throughout June 2022, what are my Taurians going to be dealing with? First card out, we do have here the Hierophant, which actually is the Taurus card, so you could be connecting with a fellow Taurus for a few of you. Moving on to the next card for you, we do have here the Five of Wands, and then lastly for you Taurus, we got here the Eight of Swords. So, based upon what it is you're dealing with jumping into June overall, you got here the Hierophant, the Five of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Like I mentioned, you're not in a period of time where you're too trusting with that Page of Swords. So when the Hierophant comes along, which is a card of commitment, a card of devotion, I feel like you're just not in a period of time where you want to be devoted to anything. Five of Wands here says, you find being devoted to something right now a conflict of interest, right? I went through something where I was devoted to someone, I held them in high regard, and it turns out that they weren't who they were supposed to be. So I'm not putting myself in a position to where I'm devoted to anybody until I can truly see who that person is and I can truly trust them. So it really is going to take some time here, Taurus, for you to be totally open and totally trusting with people after everything that you've been through. I feel like with the Eight of Swords, it's like I question everybody, I question everything. And I don't feel totally comfortable being myself or giving my all or giving my 100 until I can see that somebody is valuable enough and worthy of that first, but also until I can see who somebody's true colors really are, right? So you're in a place right now coming into the month of June. You know, what you're dealing with is you're dealing with this energy of just second guessing a lot of people, second guessing a lot of situations, and choosing not to be too devoted or too overly committed to anything. Right now, you're going with the flow, you're testing the waters, you're seeing how stuff goes, but you're not going to commit. You're very detached here from the idea of commitment, all right? Let's go ahead and have a look and see where things are going. Where are things going to be going here for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout June 2022. First card out, we do have here a Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is the card that indicates endings. All right, moving on to the next card, we got the Knight of Pentacles. And then lastly for you, we have here the Magician. So this energy to me screams, I'm chilling right now. I'm not really asking for anything. I'm not really asking for much either. I'm kind of just showing up in my life and seeing where it takes me. It's still another energy of essentially going with the flow, Taurus. I feel like you're very flowy this month. You have the attitude of like, I'm not looking for anything in specifics. I'm not really attaching or investing myself into anything specific. I'm just doing me. I'm just living my life day by day. So right now you're taking it slow. You're taking it easy. Ten of Swords here says, what I'm cutting out or what I'm letting go of is I'm doing my best here to let go of the past experience I went through. It's going to take me some time, though, before I can be open again and be trusting again, but I'm going to keep showing up here because I'm not going to throw away my opportunities, but I'm also not going to be too easily invested in my opportunities, right? So Taurus, it's not to say you wouldn't be open to new relationships, new friendships, new situations. That's far from the truth. You would be open to them, but you're going to take things slow. You're not going to rush into anything. You're not going to overcommit to something super fast. You're going to really take your time now, moving forward into the opportunities you get within your life, because you want to make sure that you see someone or something for what it is 100% before you instantaneously commit. And I don't blame you guys for that. You know, it's about taking your time here to really get to know someone or something before you decide whether or not if it's worth your time. Okay, looking at the overall outcome here for Taurus. What do we have as the overall outcome for Taurus, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, moving throughout June 2022. And we have here the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like the number one thing you're working on is definitely going to be yourself. You know, you do have here the Four of Wands. You want to be living a life of stability here. I definitely see that a lot of you guys here are super focused right now on building up your finances. You might be trying to get a house or get an apartment. You know, this is the energy this month of where you're very focused right now on making sure that you're good and that you're comfortable and that you're living your best life. I think that a lot of people don't realize how devoted Taurians naturally are. When Tauruses love and care for somebody, they will make sure that that person is their top priority. Tauruses are very known for loving the people that they care about and making sure that they're taken care of. And after being burned badly by somebody that was a big priority in your life, it made you put everything into perspective that maybe prioritizing other people over myself isn't the most important thing I should do. Maybe the most important thing I should do is have myself at the top priority. And over time, when I feel like I'm with a partner who gives me the equal respect, when I feel like I'm with a partner who has true and real equal give and take and has the same values as me and does the same things that I do, maybe that'll be a person I'll be 100% devoted to because they will be 100% devoted to me as well. You're looking for a person that's going to give everything that you could give to them back to you, period. You don't want to be with somebody here who's not who they say they are, or somebody who's not going to bring to the table what you actually deserve. So whether we're talking about love, whether we're talking about friendship, whether we're talking about business, whatever the case may be, coming into June 2022, right now, you are not going to be overly trusting, you're not going to be overly committed, and you're not going to just jump into something quickly. You are living your life day by day. You are really focused right now on yourself and improvement of your life, whether that be improving your finances, whether that be improving your living situations, or any other friendships or whatever else you got going on within yourself. You're very focused here, Taurus, this month on just doing you. And being in this energy, it's going to be very healing for you, and it's going to be very comfortable for you too. I definitely feel like you're going to enjoy the growth that you're going to see within yourself, but you're also going to enjoy the growth that you're making in your life, And with this being said, Taurus, when people are typically kind of detached, it makes you very desirable. So I do feel this energy that you're probably going to be the object of desire from a lot of people here, Taurus. Tell me about that. Let me get more information on that, please, because that's what's coming to me here for you guys in the month of June. Tell me more about Taurians being the object of desire. Yep, 10 of Cups. Oh, yeah. There's definitely people who want you here, Taurus. People who are going to like you, who are going to want to get to know you. But you do have here the 9 of Cups. It's like you're going to be giving off a good vibe for sure. So this month, I do feel too that you guys will probably be the object of desire. People are going to be attracted to you. And typically when people don't really want anything or aren't looking for anything at all is usually when all the opportunities flow. So if we're talking about love and romance, you might have a lot of people this month, Taurus, who are interested in you and want to get to know you on that romantic level. If you're detached right now and you're not really looking for somebody, that's when suddenly everybody wants to be with you. Ace of Pentacles, okay? So like I mentioned, I do feel like you are the object of desire here. You're doing your thing. You're in your own lane. You're focused up on you, Taurus. And with that being said, other people like that. Other people see that, and they are very intrigued and very interested. So just be mindful of that too. In June 2022, you'll have a lot of opportunities. You'll have a lot of options. Is Taurus going to invest in these options though? And we have here the 6 of Cups. You're going to reflect on your past here after everything that you went through. And Hangman, you're probably going to keep it on pause. I feel like the Hangman card here is like, nope, I'm going to pump the brakes here real quick. Still not looking for anything serious. Still not trying to overly commit or overly invest in anything. I'm taking this month slow. I'm taking my life slow. I'll see what happens in the future. So guys, that's pretty much it. I don't want to over ramble throughout this entire reading about the same exact thing. So here's the overall synopsis of your read. Coming into June 2022, you went through a previous experience with a false person, somebody who pretended to be somebody they weren't, and that really hurt you. It put you in a position that gave you trust issues. It put you in a position where you started doubting people, but it also made you realize that maybe I needed to stop putting people as the top priority and actually started to prioritize myself more. And with that realization, you did start prioritizing yourself more. And throughout this month in June, you're going to be that number one priority. And you're going to recognize how comfortable that makes you. You're going to recognize how happy that makes you because it gives you so much room and opportunity to focus on what you want to pursue in life and what you want to expand and what you want to grow. So this is going to be a lot of month of self-growth, and especially growth in reference to whatever you got going on in your life. So this could even be growth financially. And with all this investment that you're going to be having within yourself, on bettering yourself, on making more money, on having a more positive mentality, all the work that you're doing in yourself is going to be incredibly beneficial for you in the month of June 2022. I do feel like throughout this month, you're just in a position where you don't want to open up to any sort of opportunities. I mean, you will be open to them, but you're not going to be jumping into anything fast. You're not going to rush anything fast. You're not going to overly commit. You're just feeling things out, So as I've mentioned too, since you're going to be in such a detached energy, it's going to make you the object of desire. You may have a lot of opportunities that actually end up coming your way, but I don't see you acting on them. I feel like you're going to take things still pretty slow here, Taurus. You're not trying to jump into anything quickly. You're going with the flow. And like I said, most importantly, the biggest realization that came from all this is that maybe other people need to stop being my number one priority, and I should be my number one priority instead. So you're going to be living your life here based upon you being the number one person and priority in your life, and everything else is going to be second. And that's okay, because it's going to give you a lot of growth and expansion here. And at the end of the day, if something good happens, if you meet somebody cool, if you meet a person that you're interested in, or a friend, or anything among that nature, I don't see you necessarily shutting it out, but you're not going to rush into it. It's like, I want to see people for who they truly are, and I'm going to get to realize that over time. So I don't want to be 100% invested in somebody too quickly. I want to get to know them. I want to be slow, right? And slow and steady does indeed win the race. So Taurus, with that all being said, you're looking at a pretty wonderful month ahead. Definitely very sorry to hear about what happened here with this previous or past energy that you went through. It does suck when people turn out not to be who you thought they were. And it sucks when people make you feel super hesitant to be open again. But everybody that we come in contact with in our lives, they all teach us certain lessons. So whatever you've learned from this situation hopefully has suited you moving forward. Okay? I love you, Taurus. Enjoy the rest of June. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Much love and have yourselves a good one. Peace.